My name is Lebang Nong. I would like to start first by saying happy birthday to my mother. It's a birthday today.
Hey.
Happy, 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 happy. Let's have some energy, yeah. So basically, my name is Lebang Nong. I'm the founder and chairman of Katlopile Education, which means success first, success forward. It's a program I actually started 2004. Now, I come from a school in Soweto, in a school in Soweto called Almond Technical High School. We didn't have a teacher. For 3 months, my teacher was involved in a car accident. Now, you can imagine now, most of my friends at the time, we wanted to leave mathematics, and that's curriculum 2005, and I was doing maths in higher grade. Then I asked myself, okay, if we lose these students in my class, and all these students go to doing, non-mathematical subjects, then who's going to be the engineers of the future? That's when I actually started the program in 2004 as a grade 11 student. Now, looking forward to 2005 as well, other schools as well from the neighboring school that I was in, they started coming to my school as well. Almond, Rashuma, you have Titelo, all schools from the community in Soweto started to come to my program. And then I passed my matric with 77. Not bad for a guy who taught himself mathematics on high grade. Now, the philosophy that we teach at Katlopile Education is very simple, that success cannot send you a please call. In that regard, that we tell students that they need to fend for themselves, they need to take the opportunity that's given to them in this day and age. Now, 2006, after matric, we helped schools in Soweto, we helped a school in Soweto to get 98% pass rate in their matric finals. Now, we're not just talking about just matric 98% pass rate, we're talking about exemptions, we're talking about distinctions. And when I talk about tutoring kids in mathematics, we're not just talking about those ones that already are getting good marks. We're talking about those students that come with 26% and go straight to 80%. So we're talking about real change. Now, if you look at the diagnostic report from 2010 to 2013, below 5% of all the students that write matric get a distinction in mathematics. Now, that's appalling. From 70 to 100, already learners are getting below 5%. How can we change those statistics? Now, 2007, there was a mass strike. I don't know if you remember. I'm a teacher. I'm a very proud teacher. Now, 2007, there was a mass strike that took place. Now, teachers were not supposed to teach. I was looking younger than I am now. So I decided to teach as well. The union came to me and they told me, no, do not teach. But because of the persistence that I had to teach the kids. We moved from the school premises. We started using churches like the Roman Catholic. We started using community halls like the CCC in Shawela. Now, you need to look in terms of, it was a very cold, winter in 2007. Most of the learners that we taught were taught at the soccer fields. Now, these learners, they did not mind being taught at those soccer fields because they understood that if they pass matric very well, they can change their background. The important thing that we teach as Katlopile Education is that education enables, education gives equal opportunity. Now, what equal opportunity am I talking about? I'm talking about learners who are currently chemical engineers. We have Sola, a student from Soweto. He's now a chemical engineer. We have Sauline, a learner who came to our program with only 50s in June and directly went to getting 5 distinctions and to be called the top 4 student in Soweto. Wow. I'd also like to thank as well ArcelorMittal, because I see they're also part of the sponsors as well. One of the students that they sponsored was for my program 2010. This learner, I taught him from grade 10 to grade 12. This learner directly got 100% in mathematics and was sponsored by ArcelorMittal to do chemical engineering at UCT. Now, if you can, the problem is that you need to understand the background of these kids. These kids come from backgrounds where they're getting like 50s, below 50s nowadays. They get like 30s and 20s. How do you bring transformation in such a situation? Hence, Go Maths Katlopile Education has actually moved away as well. We're going to the rural areas where we taught in Guyana as well in a school called Mbanyele High School. The school now got 77% pass rate. We're increasing. That's our point. Now, we also gave learners that side, I think it was around 200 school shoes. Now, the kids that side, they cannot even walk to school with their school shoes. They walk 2 hours from home to school, 2 hours going back. But these kids, they need success, they need education. And I believe that the people in this room should start providing those equal opportunities for all the learners in such environments. If you can literally go to rural areas, you can be surprised by how low things are that side. But what will inspire you more is the learners in those schools, how passionate they are about the dream of being something in the future. So the issue that Katlopile Education focuses on, we focus in schools in Soweto Township schools and rural schools as well. We've helped schools to get 99% pass rate. We've helped a school called Almond Technical High School, my school as well, to become the second best school in Soweto. This is a school that comes from 40% pass rate. We have also helped schools like Prudence. These are schools that were called at-risk schools to actually increase their pass rate. That's what we do as Katlopile Education. We've got students like Bonko Snati, who are now working for Murray and Roberts, who are mechanical engineers, all those kids from just schools in local areas. We've got Solofelo as well. He came with 26, ended with 80%. He's doing his third year now at Wits University. We have Porsche, who's an economist. We have Tenolo. We've got Bonganam Simango, who's now an actual scientist. There's a lot of those stories. And the passion that we have as Katlopile Education is that we need to continuously help more students. Because if you can hear more of these stories, we'll be inspired as South Africa. That's when we can start moving forward as South Africa, when we are assured that the future is in good hands in terms of their education. And hence now, I mean, you can imagine the demand that we're having now. I was also one of the guys that was privileged enough to actually go to America to represent South Africa, one of the two guys that side where we went to different states, where we're actually teaching as well, learning about civil participation. And one of the things that we have learned that side to say the system that makes it happen is the collaboration between companies, corporates, government, and NGOs. If you can have that integration taking place, definitely we can start having more skills in scarce skills. Because the issue that's happening now in South Africa, the scarce skills are not occupied, but there is potential. Hence, we need to ensure that that layer of cement, it's there in terms of the teachers, the society, the corporates, as well as the NGOs collaborating with each other. Hence, now we on our final stages of actually launching an app with one of my friends as well from America called the Go Edu app, which will link all the students with feature phones and smartphones in terms of getting quality education. Because all these kids have, yes, they have tablets, which is very great, but now they need to start having interactive things that they use so that these kids can actually get better marks. Thank you.